Hi everyone, this is Bryn. If you've just bought a new GoPro HERO camera, the chances are that by the time you get it out of the box, there will already be a firmware update available. This may be due to a number of reasons. There's new features, usability improvements, and also bug fixes. GoPro is constantly working on new firmware to improve the performance of the cameras and keep them bug-free. If you'd like to check out if new firmware is available for your camera, you can go to the GoPro website. Click on Support. Select Product Updates. Then select your camera model to see if any updates are available. In this case, we'll be looking at the HERO4. You can see that there's a new firmware version available for HERO4 cameras, and if you click here, you can check out the finer details for both HERO4 Black and Silver Edition cameras. Of particular interest are the improvements made to night lapse settings with the addition of new shutter and interval options. Note that there's 3 different ways that you can update the firmware in your HERO4 camera. You can update manually, you can now update through GoPro Studio, or you can update via the GoPro app. Today we're going to focus on updating the HERO4 Black Edition camera via the GoPro app. If you're not sure how to set up your HERO4 camera with the GoPro app, you can click on this link to watch a how-to video now. If you want to check what firmware is currently installed on your camera, when you turn on your camera, you can see the firmware version on the front LCD screen during startup. Why I like using the GoPro app to update the firmware is because you can go into the app settings menu and turn on the auto download feature. This currently works for both HERO3 Plus and HERO4 cameras. With auto download, I don't need to go looking for firmware updates. It just happens when I'm using the app anyway. I'll show you what I mean. When I start using the app, I can change settings in the camera settings menu. I'm just checking the resolution and frame rates now for demonstration purposes. Often, while you're doing this, you'll get a message that pops up on the screen saying new firmware is available. Or you'll simply find that when you go back to the main screen, that an update icon has appeared. If you click here, you'll be presented with details of the available firmware update. You can scroll through and read the details. And when you're ready, click on Install. You can read the legal disclaimer if you want to. And when you're ready, click on Agree. The app will now transfer the new firmware to the camera via Wi-Fi. Once the firmware is validated, installation will begin. The message on your phone screen tells you that during the update you should not turn the camera off or shut down the GoPro app. Go ahead and press OK. During the update process, you'll notice that the camera will either alternate between displaying updating, or it will turn itself off and back on several times. It's important to remember that before starting the update process, that both your camera and your phone have at least a half to fully charged batteries. If not, the update process may fail. The update can take a few minutes, so I'm going to speed this up a bit and come back shortly. Eventually, the update will finish installing and the camera will turn itself back on. At this point, you may need to shut down the GoPro app and go back into Wi-Fi settings. The phone should now re-establish the Wi-Fi link that was lost when the camera turned itself on and off. Go back to the app and the firmware update is complete. Now when you turn the camera on, you can see the new firmware version displayed on the startup screen. On a final note, after installing a firmware update, the camera will reset to default settings. If you're like me, you may want to restore your preferred settings. To do this, go into camera settings and change what you want. In Australia, I use PAL rather than NTSC, and I also like to turn off the beep noises. I can change the resolution back to my go-to setting of 1080p. Lastly, you can also see here under multi-shot the new night lapse settings. I recommend updating the firmware in your GoPro Hero 4 camera for that reason alone. Please consider giving this video a thumbs up. Every time you hit the like button, it really helps our channel grow. And if you haven't done so already, why not subscribe to Brynmag Productions to be notified when we upload new videos? You can also follow us on social media. Links to our Facebook, Twitter and Google Plus are in the description below. Until next time, this is Bryn. Thanks for watching.